I'm going to start this off by saying I don't even know where to start. That's the God's honest truth. At the end of the day, this is evolving through experience. Obviously, I can say it's more than a brand. It is more than a brand. I'm going to get into that. But before I get into that, like I said, evolving through experience. This is something that I started in 2018. And it's exactly that, taking every experience and evolving through it. 2018, and we're in 2023 right now. And from 2018, I don't even remember the last time I've really touched this brand, did anything to progress it forward. Um, but not to make excuses, I really needed this brand more than more in those times that I wasn't recording or doing anything with it, because those it was another phase of my life where it's like, yo, like things have changed drastically. And when I say things have changed drastically, I'm definitely going to be getting into it. But before I even get into that, this is the first episode back. Right now, I'm only going to focus on audio, which is allowing me to make that commitment without feeling like the pressure of everything else. Because when I did first start, obviously podcasting was out. This is more than a podcast. I'm going to make sure I say that first and foremost because I don't want to get it confused. But when I first started this, I always thought, yo, I have to have the audio and I have to have the video. And at that moment, this was when I was in college. And at the end of the day, it was like trying to get somebody to help me with it because it wasn't my field. I did start with the iPhones. My first three videos out, was all iPhones. I did it on my iPhone 6 or 7, whatever it was that I had at the time. And that's how I started it. I didn't have anything else, and I always thought, in order to put this out, like the world needs to see it, I have to have all of this right. Truth be told, I'm glad I did put it out then. I could say unfortunately and fortunately, I didn't stay consistent. I didn't continue when I needed it most. I can honestly say I beat myself up over that, maybe here and there, but not in the sense of where it's more negative than positive, if that makes sense. But evolving through experiences is honestly something that we all need, regardless of where you are in life, regardless if you believe it or not yet. That's okay. I'm not even going to trip about that. You shouldn't trip either. But at the end of the day, evolving through experience is a brand where we have to really get to the root of things, no matter where we are in life or what we've endured in life. And I don't say this lightly. We have to subtract the lessons and the value out of it in order to add to our life. See, like I said, we have to subtract that in order to add to our life. I know that may sound corny, but the truth is that's the reality that we need. It's been a minute since I really spoke on a lot of my experiences since I first started. I started with just pretty much wanting to share my story, and then really focusing on other stories of people that have endured things, quote unquote, way worse than me or worse than others. And it's not even here to compare, truth be told. I'm just saying that as an example. We're not here to compare who went through the most trauma. Like that's not what we're here to do. But what we are here to do is to take everybody's trauma, no matter whether you look at it big or small, whether I look at it big or small, whether the world looks at it big or small. But we're gonna look at it at one size of, yo, like, this was something that somebody endured, and at the end of the day, it's lessons in there that somebody else can truly use on their journey of life. And their journey of life may be, this is their worst moment. This may be something they've went through or going through, and they need somebody they can relate to, an outlet, whether we feel like it's big or small. Somebody needs it. So at the end of the day, that's what evolving through experience is here to do, to pretty much subtract those lessons out of everybody's experiences, no matter how you want to label those experiences, good, bad, evil, ugly, beautiful, and pretty much add value to their life first and foremost, and others' lives, because people need it. And like I said, unfortunately, I didn't stay consistent with it. And this is me being transparent. I wish I did, because during that time, I can honestly say I've been through a lot. At the end of the day, again, I wish I did stay consistent, but I have to remind myself I'm not here to focus on what I didn't stay consistent on, what I didn't do, quote unquote, good at, or what I feel like I failed at. Because honestly, I do feel like I failed at a lot. But the focus and the reminder is the lessons that I've gained from them. And like I said, all of this is more easier said than done. Even starting this today, I almost caught myself in a rabbit hole of after being hyped to go buy everything and be like, yo, you know what? I'm just gonna start. I almost caught myself in like, yo, I need something else. I have to get this right first. But truth be told, this is the first episode, and I'm just gonna put it out. Um, Obviously, I have a vision for where this is gonna go, and I look forward to seeing that vision come to life. But the only way it's gonna do that is not trying to have everything, single thing figured out right now. And I have to practice what I preach. And with that being said, this is why I have to start this now. When, truth be told, this is probably when I need evolving through experience the most, because obviously it's bigger than me. It's bigger than a lot of us. And I say that all respectfully because people need what we're about to be sharing here on this podcast, on this show, this brand. But like I said, this is bigger than all of that. This is a purpose, and nothing is going to get bigger than the purpose. And at the end of the day, I'm glad I started back, but now it's about actually staying consistent. And overall, this is going to be probably one of the biggest and most transparent podcasts of really growth from a mental, spiritual, emotional, and physical standpoint, because those are the biggest things people honestly need before we even get into the financials. And this is what evolving through experience is about. It's no way I could elaborate this in one word or one sentence on how broad evolving through experience is. But at the same time, with that being said, I also can narrow it down to explain to somebody how big evolving through experience really is. Because again, I named it evolving through experience because it's a continuous process. All the things that's in evolving and in experience, at the end of the day, it's a continuous process. That's why I named it evolving with an ing. It's not evolved through experience. It's evolving through experience because the same way I started it was because I realized everything I've been through the first 18 years of my life, up until graduating high school, I realized the good, bad, ugly, beautiful has all impacted me for the better as I sit back and digest it. So with that being said, that wasn't all the experience that I needed. Since then, I've been through a lot. That's why I needed evolving through experience even more during those times, although I didn't stay consistent with it. But I went through new experiences and continuing to go through new experiences, and I'm continuing to evolve with the ing. And this is for those same people. And like I said, this is easier said than done. This is the first episode. I don't know where to start, but I'm just starting. I could get in my head about, try to see where I left off. But no, we're in a new car now. I'm in a new car. And I don't mean that literally, but at the end of the day, we can go back to the road that we left off on, or we could start with the road we're at, and eventually we'll bring it all again full circle. So I hope to see, and I hope to have all my listeners and previous supporters to continue to support. And I'm hoping that we could take off where we left. I know I hope I didn't contradict myself, but yeah, this is where we're going to start. And I'm looking forward to bringing this back. And I appreciate everybody who has supported. I appreciate everybody who has shared stories in the past. We're going to take this to a whole new level now, because like I said, I'm going to even start with my own personal. So, hey, this is the brand. This is the purpose. This is evolving through experience. First episode back. And I think that's what I'm going to name it. Evolving through experience. The purpose